In this lesson, we will talk about data types. Let's go down here. What is data type? When you have data in your program, as you've seen, it can be a string, a number, and they are different data types. So let's see what we can have. We can have a integer, all right, and this is an integer. Down here, integer, it's any whole number, so it can be 100, it can be 9999, it can be 0, it's a whole number, and it can also be like a negative number, you know. Okay, so all of these are integers, whole numbers. Another type that we've seen and we used is this one here, and I've told you about it. It's a string. Okay, a string is something that it's inside quotation marks, double quotation marks, single quotation mark, it doesn't matter, it has to be inside the quotation mark. So this is a string. This is a string again. This is also a string, alright, so hopefully you got my idea. Also numbers, symbols, whatever, letters, text, this whole thing is a string. Okay, another thing we've seen before, it's when you have a number with a decimal point. Well, that is, as I told you earlier in the lessons, that is a floating point number because it has a decimal. Okay, we'll call it float here, and it's something like this. It's 2 point something like this, right? 0.000001. Same. Negative numbers too, alright, so minus 23.76. These are all floating point numbers. And the last data type that we didn't use and we are not going to use probably in these exercises, but we are definitely going to use it later, it's Boolean, which there are only two types. It can be true or it can be false. As you can see, you need to write them with capital letter. So if we try true, it's not working. You need like this, true with capital and false with capital. And we are going to use this later to evaluate if an expression is true or false. Another thing about this, just have a quick look around. Try to understand everything that I said here because we are going to use a lot of data in our programs, so we need to make sure that we use the right kind of data. Alright, and let me show you some things. As we've seen before, we can add integers, but also we can add, let's comment all of this. So to comment everything in your text, you go Control Ctrl and /. Alright, and it will comment everything. Let's see, variable takes the value of 22 plus 0.001. And when I print this, as you can see now, it's going to give us a new number, so we can add integers with float. And I will show you now about the strings. Let's say we have a piece called variable, and okay, it will actually be this. No, it's not. Let's say, let's do just like in the previous one. So we have 22 plus 0.111, no, it was 0.0001. What do you think it will print now? Okay, so we have this thing which is a string. Both of them are strings, and we have a plus. This will not give us the actual math result of it, because these are not numbers, alright? So whenever we have strings and we have plus, this is called concatenation, and what it will do, it will add to the first string, it will add the second one. So whenever we run this, what the result will be 22000001. So let's run this. As you can see, let me run it again, sorry. Here, down here, we have 220, as I've told you, so we have 2, 2 and 0, and then point, and then whatever is after the point. So when you have two strings, you can add them together to create something. And also another thing, we can have a variable 1 and we can have a variable 2, which equals to 0.001, 011. Okay, and in the print statement we can have variable plus variable 2. Now these are different variables, but the program will do the same like before, it will add the strings. If you don't understand this, then I think you should play computer again. So the computer goes here, reads this one, okay, this is a string, so we take this value, and when we call it here, it will actually use this. Sorry guys, so it will actually use 22, and we have this variable here, and when we, I'm sorry about this, okay, copy here. Okay, so this it's actually what is going to happen. So we have this variable, it got replaced here by the actual string. We have this variable, it goes replaced here by the string, and it will actually add the strings. So let's try to run it using this. Okay, now I did something, I swapped them, so I have this one first, this one second. So what do you think it will print? Have a little thought and tell me before I run the program, what do you think it will print? It prints 0.011, so is this one, and then 2, 2. Okay, hope that makes sense. And when you use this plus, as you can see, it's not gonna give you any space between the strings. So if you want to add some space, we have this one first, so at the end of it we can put like a few lines of space here inside the actual string, and when we run the code you can see it goes like this. Okay, this is the lesson about data types. Next lesson will be about inputs and how we can actually take something from the user. Okay, we can take an input that we can use in our code. We'll see that in the next lesson.